Okay, so I've delayed this Q&A video long enough. We're going to get through every single question on this video. And I've already lost the bloody questions. Great. I really don't like this app. This app is absolutely useless. Well, I'm already starting this video off on a bad note. First question. Are you willing to learn a Filipino language? And my answer to that is yes, absolutely yes. Even more so if I end up with a Filipino girl, because Tagalog is her native tongue, then obviously I would like to learn part of her culture as I would like her to learn part of my culture. But it's not a necessity, that's just something that I would like to do. Actually, regardless if I have a Filipino girlfriend or future wife, even though it would be preferably nice if it was. I think you know who. Terry. My god, you asked me a lot of bloody questions. Oh wow, these seem like fun questions too. We're having a dinner party. You can invite 12 people in the world, deceased or living. Well, this definitely requires some thought. Who would you invite? Number one, my dad, obviously, R.I.P. My nana, another obvious one, R.I.P. You know, actually, and my other grandparents on my dad's side, again, R.I.P. So that's 4 people already. Be naming all my bloody family at this rate. Tupac, my favourite rapper of all time. There's no way I'm not inviting Pac. Who else is there? Dead or alive? Well, alive. My mother? I have to invite my mother if I'm gonna be inviting my dad. Bloody hell, how bloody rude would that be? I feel like this is kind of a dark and twisted way to go about answering this question. So what, that's 6 people? Holy shit, I thought this would take me ages. So we're halfway there. So we got 5 family members, 4 of them passed, 1 of them here, plus Tupac. I mean, now I kind of feel obliged to invite my brother, because how bloody rude would that be? I got all the family there, my brother's not there. Bloody hell, why does this have to be such a hard question? I'm gonna say my brother, he'll be absolutely disgusted if I invited all the family and Tupac and he wasn't there. Okay, 7 people, kind of feel obliged to invite Bob Marley. I think that would be sick too. Bob Marley and Tupac at the same dinner table. And my parents absolutely love Bob Marley. Mate, all Māoris love Uncle Bob. Okay, let's get to some females. Alicia Keys, absolutely love Alicia. I've loved her since I was like intermediate, basically over half my life. So anyway, Alicia Keys definitely has to be there. I mean, Michael Jordan was definitely one of my idols growing up. But would I invite him to dinner? Because I'm just thinking about it from this perspective. Would he invite me to dinner? Would he give me some free kicks? You know what? No, he's not invited. You know what? I'm just going to throw this in there. Marissa Demont. I'm going to invite Marissa Demont. She can meet my dad and my grandparents for that one dinner session. That would be so bloody awkward. Actually, no, my parents are cruisy. Yeah, so are my grandparents. They would absolutely love Marissa Demont. Aaliyah. I'll invite Aaliyah to my dinner. Damn, I feel like all the people that I'm inviting are no longer here. It's actually quite sad. The lucky last would have to be... You know what? I'm going to say Will Smith. He'd be taking over the gram, and I feel like he would be the perfect person to combine all these personalities together. Actually, he would be the host. Will Smith. That's a bloody good dinner lineup right there. 12 people. I wish I could make that come true. Glass half full or empty? Cliche, I know, but people's answers to this is always interesting to me. See, whenever I hear this question, I overthink it. Like there's a right or wrong answer. But it all comes down to perspective and how you look at the glass and what it means to you being half empty or half full. You know, it's almost like a negative and a positive, no matter how you look at it. So you know what, I'm gonna go with... See, I'm overthinking it right now. Half... $50. Half $50. What would you not do even if you were offered all the money in the world? What would I not do? See, I feel like this is going to get a little bit too explicit, but obviously I only swing one way, and the one thing that I would not do is obviously the other way. So that's the one thing I would not do. If you were paid enough, what would you do? Wow. Well, it kind of depends really. What if they don't want me to do a hell of a lot? What if I could just sit in this chair for, let's say, 24 hours and I get X amount of money? Would that count as me doing something to get that money? I mean, I don't know what the reason would be for me to sit here for 24 hours, maybe to see if I could stay awake or if I'd go completely insane. I'm questioning my sanity now on this channel, going off my intros and outros. If you could invite anyone to do a reaction video with you, who would that be and why? See, now you guys are going to be saying Marissa Demont, but to be honest, if I was to invite someone, it would be the person who inspired me to do reactions in the first place. Greg Alba, aka Ryan Wright from the Real rejects. Now, I'm pretty sure not many of you know who this is, just because different audiences, completely different content of which they review and react to. But if it wasn't for my brother Greg, you guys wouldn't even know who the hell I am. I wouldn't even be the same person I am today without Greg. So it would be Greg. He would be the first person I'd want to do a reaction with. What's your dream job? Hard question, but somewhat easy to answer, because I feel like it's almost changed over the years, even when doing reaction videos. Like, obviously I want to continue doing what I'm doing on YouTube as a job, and it definitely would be a dream job, but I would like to do something that involves music. Actually, I would love to be doing music for a living, rapping, performing on stage, writing songs, collabing with artists, all of it on one and all. But at the same time, I kind of like to entertain and make videos online. So if I could somehow intertwine those and do both for a living, then that would definitely be my dream job. Just looking at a few of your vlogs, I think we have seen you talk about your hardest year. What's your best year so far? Have I really talked about my hardest year? See, I'm trying to think all the videos I've actually made. I mean, obviously I know what year you guys are referring to, or Terry, what you're referring to, but I've had many hard years. What's the question again? What's your best year so far? My best year so far? Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like this year is going to be my best year, because so far it's already an absolute high. But I think last year might have been my best year. I think I might have been one of the few people that wasn't complaining about how shit the year was, because it didn't feel like it was shit to me. I felt like I grew a hell of a lot as a person, and also a creator. My mindset, I mean, I've obviously changed appearance-wise as well. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2017. Oh wow, what is the meaning of your tattoos? Okay, this is gonna be quite a long, because I don't really want to start showing you guys, because then I have to try and line it up and all that. I will insert images. See, now I've got to actually look at the tattoos because it's been so bloody long. This is my last name. Yeah, this one right here, that is where my grandparents are from. It's where my dad was raised, and me and my brother actually own some of the land, a portion of the land of which my granddad's house still exists. Okay, this heart by my wrist, it represents heartache, heartbreak. I've mentioned before in videos that pain is like one of the things I'm very familiar with. I've experienced a lot of grief over the years. I've lost a lot of people over the years, from a very young age up until now. I mean, it was in 2 years ago I lost my auntie and uncle like a week and a half. Was it a week and a half, 2 weeks apart? I'm just like, are you fucking serious right now? You know, it's almost like I've become immune to all kinds of pain, which I feel like is kind of relevant, because, you know, getting ink involves pain, even though it's kind of comforting in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. This mic that stems from the heart, I actually started rapping after a breakup. I took it very hard and I needed an outlet. And one of my best friends, Joey Warner, Vicious Villain, he'd been rapping for years, at least 10 years before I even started recording any raps and writing my own stuff. And he actually got me into it. Obviously got a portrait of my old man. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. I got my dad tattooed on me exactly a year from when he passed away. Actually, me and my mum both got the same tattoo, but she got a smaller version and somewhat different. On the shoulder, there's windmills. Whenever I go out to the cemetery to visit Dad, hopefully this camera's not going flat. Whenever I go out to the cemetery to visit Dad, you can see the windmills. Whenever I see the windmills from a distance, because you can see them from the other side of town. And whenever I see them, I think of Dad. I've got 5 roses underneath. 4 of them represent my family and myself, me, my mum, my brother, my dad, and the 5th one in the middle represents my nana. I've got this little music thing I drew, of which I kind of got the idea online, and then I redrew it how I wanted it. It's supposed to be speakers, but you know, it's like a music art sort of thing. That represents my love for music and my dad DJing. Actually, both my parents were DJs. Well, my mum used to help my dad DJ, and you know, music was a huge influence in our lives. We lived and breathed music, which is why this channel was turned into a music channel, because it's always been a huge passion of mine. That kind of goes back to the notes as well. You know, it's along the same sort of theme, music. Underneath my arm is a couple of feathers. I think it's 2. I actually don't really take much notice of it. I can't even remember, I've gone so long ago. But it breaks off into birds. Birds flying away. The day my old man passed away, ducks appeared on our lawn. And I'll never forget the day because it was so random. So why the hell are there ducks on our lawn? Why today of all days? And I think that also happened another time when someone else passed away in the family and ducks just appeared on the lawn out of nowhere. Like, what the hell? There's no ducks within the area. It's not like there's ducks down the road somewhere at a pond or something. They just randomly show up on our lawn. They're on no one else's lawn. They're on our bloody lawn. And then there was another time when me, my brother, and my mum, see, now I'm getting really personal, but see, all these tattoos mean something to me. But there was one time when me, my mum, and my brother were at Dad's grave and we were just talking, you know, we were going through some things with, I'm not going to get into detail about. We're talking to Dad. And then I looked up and I seen 4 ducks just flying by. And I know Mum was kind of looking for some sort of sign from Dad. It's just, you know, try and grasp anything at this point when you're just in a messed up situation. And as I saw the 4 birds flying in the air, Mum saw them too. All 4 were flying straight, and then out of nowhere one departs and flies the other way, the opposite way. And we both looked at that like, are you serious right now? Because we could both see the hidden meaning within that. We took that as a sign. It's like, my old man's looking out for us. You know, he may not be with us. You know, we may not be a solid unit like we used to be. And that 4's a bloody good number. But we felt like it was his way of letting us know, hey, I'll be watching over you. You just got to keep moving on. Just got to get through it. And there's all kinds of other little things with birds, but I'm not going to get into detail about it. But just ducks in general. Are you going to Morrissey's concert on the 20th of Feb? I hope you do. Yes, I am. Are you really serious about your feelings for Morissette? There's so many girls that you admire. I'm just wondering. I hope you are. Team More and Shay here. And all these funny emojis. Yes, I'm serious about my feelings for Morissette and mine. Are you ever going to release more music? If so, what artist would you like to collab with? Yes, I will be releasing more music. I don't know when. To be honest, I don't want to keep dropping music and it falling on deaf ears. I've done that in the past. I've done that way before I started this channel. I see a lot of Kiwi artists, up and coming artists, even just the OG underground artists still doing that. It's a waste of time. There's no point putting out music if there's no one bloody listening to it. In due time, I'll be dropping some music. Who would I like to collab with? It would be David Dallas. David Dallas is the fucking man. What iwi are you from? Ngāti Porou, Kazi. Okay, shout out to Shower. I absolutely love you. Miss your videos. She's got a few questions for me. Do you have any family siblings? I have one brother. One pain in the ass brother. If you came with a warning label, what would it say? This is like the first question I ask everyone when I meet them. Haha. What would it say? If I'm being truthfully honest, falls very easily. That's up for your guys' interpretation. How tall are you? Last time I checked, I was somewhere between 6 and 6'1". If you could change one thing about yourself, mentally, emotionally, physically, whichever, what would it be? These questions. Wow, there's actually a few things I would change. See, I could come up with multiple from each category that you just mentioned. You know what, I'm gonna keep this lighthearted. I would change my hair. I wish I had thicker hair. Growing up at school, I always wish I had like afro hair. I actually had an afro at school, and I used to have an afro pick, and I used to just be in my maths class just picking my hair away. When are you coming to NY to hang out with me? I've been wanting to go to New York ever since I was a kid. Seeing all the tall buildings, Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty. But the question is, when am I going to come out and see you? Maybe the end of the year. I don't know. But we definitely need to hang out sometime. Have you ever considered going to VidCon in California? I have considered going to VidCon in California. I would absolutely love to go to a VidCon. They actually had a VidCon in Melbourne last year, which I really wanted to go to as well. But I don't think it would be the same as going to the one in California. I think next year would be more realistic. What's the hardest thing you've ever been through? Losing my dad. Not only just the way things panned out the night he passed away, but actually finding my dad, trying to call an ambulance. It's a bloody nightmare. Am I not speaking English right now? Which I know you can relate, Shay. Which is why I keep watching your videos, because I felt like we had a connection. What's one thing you've been through that you feel has changed, shaped you the most as a person? Losing dad definitely changed me. Moving away from New Zealand definitely changed me. I think this channel has changed me the most, because if you go back and watch my very first videos, I was shy. I wasn't really the greatest at like talking to a camera. I don't think anyone is, but you know, it took me at least 500 videos until I was no longer nervous about talking to a camera. Like, I was nervous for so long, at least a year. bloody yeah. And definitely shaped me into the person of which I was destined to be. Wow, that sounds really cheesy, but I honestly, truly believe that. So thank you, Shay, for the questions. That was beautiful. We're definitely gonna meet up one day and we're gonna do some crazy shit. What is the first thing you would do when you arrive in the Philippines? First thing I would do is either get some food or go to the mall and get some water. That is literally the first thing that's gonna be on my mind. Water or food, or both. Were you ever good at rugby league or rugby union? I'm gonna be straight up. I never really played rugby, anything, but I was somewhat decent at it because I used to live and breathe basketball. And you just use those skills to play rugby. It's kind of the same. I had that low-key stutter step. Fun fact, Nehemiah and Scudder used to go to my school. I actually coached him in basketball. He was on my team. I was a player and a coach. I taught him that step. Where is Shanita? Well, half of Shanita is right here and Anita is in Brazil. That's where Shanita is. Describe your crush. A beautiful inside and out. I don't know if that's a serious question or not, so I didn't really answer it seriously. Girl, have a great body. Girl, have an amazing singing voice. To be honest, I'd rather have a great personality. You gotta gel with the person, Jay, you gotta connect. Sarah G or Morissette? Morissette, come on, that was an easy question. Shay, when you pranked and proposed to Morissette and she said yes, I'm pretty sure she's also pranking you. Wow, bloody smart ass. What are the things that annoy you the most when people along... Oh, this doesn't make bloody sense. Okay, I'm not really sure how to read this question. Give me 1 second. What are the things that annoy you the most when people something along, let's say get along, come along with new, different kinds of people? How do you handle it? I don't know. I don't really think there's anything to handle. I don't really get that question. Let's go next question. I always like to rap. Are you going to do more rap on your channel or another channel? Basically, I answered this in the previous question. Definitely going to drop some more music, but it's just all about timing. Shay, you been working out or something? I don't know, you just look different. You look freaking great. Lol. Thank you. I'm not sure that's a legitimate question, but there's that. I think you might already know the answer to this question by now. I mean, I know you've watched the videos, so water fasting. If Mr. Whippy is 30, how old are you? Mr. Whippy is not 30. Let's just say you might be older than Mr. Whippy. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Name of the music. That's in the description, buddy. Is he from where? New Zealand? Yes, I'm from New Zealand. Chirp, bro. What would be your advice to start vlogging and what gears would you suggest on buying as a starter or beginner? To be honest, I don't really feel like I'm the greatest vlogger or even really consider myself a vlogger, although I do eventually want to get to a point where I am vlogging on a daily basis. Now I'm at that point now. I've reacted to a lot of videos, it kind of gets repetitive. I mean, I'll still react to videos every now and then, but I kind of want to just do something new. But if I was to give you some advice, when it comes to cameras, the camera that I bought is pretty decent, the G7X Mark II. But I'll definitely look at like channels that cater to actually giving you these types of suggestions and advice that you're looking for. I mean, I think Casey Neistat has made videos on it, and pretty much most vloggers have made videos about the gear that they use and tips and how to better your vlogging channel, whatever. When do you get here in the Philippines? Next week. Happy New Year, Shay. Happy New Year, Crystal. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? You can talk about anything from career to where you want to live, etc. 10 years. Just thinking about how old I'm going to be in 10 years. Career-wise, I'd expect to be doing something to do with entertainment or music, one of the two. YouTube. I'd like to be still doing YouTube in 10 years. It may not be reaction videos. Actually, I hope it's not reaction videos. Who the hell wants to be doing reaction videos for another 10 years? But I would expect to have, obviously, a partner. Definitely at least one kid. I want a kid. I want a son. I want a son to carry on the Shay legacy. And that's about as far as I can think right now. I don't like to think too far ahead just in case I'm not here to experience all that. A few years ago, I actually thought I was going to die very soon. That sounds kind of crazy. Yeah, it sounds weird. I'm not going to go into detail about that. Obviously not suicide. I'm not trying to make fun of anything. I'm just saying. I just had this weird feeling. Can anyone tell me what culture he is? I'm a Māori from New Zealand that is living in Perth, Western Australia. I am not Australian. My one question, what inspired you to move from NZ to Australia in general and Perth in particular, as opposed to Sydney or Melbourne? I moved here to get away from all the drama back home. Sometimes you just need out from your environment. You just get sick of it. He's going around in bloody circles. You know, New Zealand's one of those places where drinking is a huge bloody problem. That's all bloody people look forward to, even though it's kind of the same in Australia as well. But what motivated me to leave was money. I wanted to get a better job. I wanted to get a high paying job. And being that Perth was like the place at the time, like I cracked a job the day I got here. It was that easy. You didn't even have to bloody try, whereas back home you have to like really bust your ass just to get a job. But I also had family here, so I actually moved over and stayed with my uncle, and my auntie, and my cousins. Now I feel like everyone needs to get the hell out of their hometown. Like you have to get out, otherwise you're gonna be stuck in that town for the rest of your life. You're gonna live with regrets. You're gonna be like, holy shit, I didn't realize there was the rest of the world that I could go and see. A lot of my friends back home are still like that. One of my best friends is in prison right now. That fucking says it all, Jay. I put a lot of thought into this question. Would you consider doing a Ships collab online album if possible? Maury, Shay, my Ships, Shay's, etc. Hell yes! I would definitely do that. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and just, you know, being able to perform that album live too. Well, I'm like really thinking about this. What to ask you, Shay? Should I dare ask you how old you are? No, you should not. Thank you for not following through with that question. On to the actual question. What is one thing you like and one thing you dislike about Australia? One thing I like is going to places and not knowing anyone. I like going into town and not knowing a bloody soul. You know, you don't have to worry about who you're running into. Even though sometimes I run into people I know, but it's like less likely here than it is back home, where I'm guaranteed to see someone no matter where I go. And it's usually someone I don't want to see. One thing I dislike, actually I'm going to name you two. First thing, the heat, especially in Perth. I don't think people really get how hot it gets over here. Another thing I dislike, this is the bonus one, the drivers. I do not like the drivers in Australia. They're either slow or they drive too bloody fast like crazy people. I'm just like, mate, where'd you get your license? Do you even have a license? Oh wow, that's it. Actually no, there is one more question. God, she's got 5 questions. What's the weirdest thing a fan has ever done for you? The weirdest thing? First of all, I don't refer to anyone as fans. Like, it makes you seem like you're higher than people. That's just how I look at it. Anyway, that's not even the question. Weirdest thing? No, it's ironic that you've said this because actually you've done the weirdest thing, or one of the weirdest things. It's the only thing that comes to mind right now. The weirdest thing would be this edit right here. Because when I saw that, I was just like, oh my god, where did this person get this image from? And if they did find it how I think they found it, how did they even know who I was? This was way before Wish exposed me. How would someone get your special attention? Oh man! I feel like this is heading down a seedy path, which is kind of ironic considering you've asked me these questions. Not to sound shallow, but sometimes a good profile picture definitely helps you, just because I like to see who I'm talking to, and sometimes, hey, I'm being straight up here, sometimes if they're very easy on the eye, then it's definitely a good way to get my attention. But physical still matters because it's what attracts you in the first place. It may not keep you around, but it's what gets the initial attraction and you notice and you guys talk in the first place. Anyway, what would be your one superpower? To be honest, when I was a kid, I always wanted to fly, but I think if I was to choose one superpower, predict the future, you can do a lot with that sort of information, or teleport. So if I wanted to go see most of my life, I could just show up just like that. What projects are you currently working on? Which project is going to release first in the coming days? In the coming years? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. But I believe that is all the questions. This is the longest I've ever recorded in one session. Is this what a real YouTuber feels like? But thank you guys for the questions. Thanks for all the love, all the support, and I'll see you guys when I see you.